It's noon here in Ventnor City, New Jersey, and our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., and this is news that you can use from CarEdge for Wednesday, July 24th. For me, it was payday from the U.S. government, Social Security. Yeah, buddy. And your hosts today are, as usual, me, the fat dude, and, well, the other guy wearing a collared shirt today, Zach. How are you today, handsome?
Doing well, Pops. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Today's show is brought to you by us, CarEdge.com. It is birthday week, folks, and because I turned 29 years old on Monday, we are offering $290, the biggest promotion we've ever done on the CarEdge extended warranty or vehicle service contract. That applies to the mechanical coverage, technology coverage, tire and wheel, and key replacement. Check it out, CarEdge.com, $290 off and 29% off Insights 2.0, still live back on CarEdge.com. And for those of you that joined us yesterday with Brandon, CarEdge.com/CQA. The link is down in the description below. We have 3 vehicles from Brandon's used car lot for sale on CarEdge.com. Pops is looking angelic today, and we needed something to offset the terrible news. Edmunds releasing their latest upside down trade-in, negative equity trade-in analysis. Nearly 1 in 4 Americans who financed a new car purchase with a trade-in during Q2 of 2024 were upside down on their auto loan. Dad, we are seeing an increase in negative equity and, more importantly, an increase in the amount of negative equity on trade-ins. We're going to dig into the numbers and share some examples. Thoughts?
Well, yeah, the top headline is scary, and then you scroll down and you look at the charts, and for instance, in 2019 and I think 2020, the percentage of people who traded in vehicles with negative equity was much higher than it is today. The amount of negative equity was considerably less than it is today. But here's the real key to all that. 2019 and 2020, interest rates were really low, so that if you were going to finance $5,300 worth of negative equity or $5,800 worth of negative equity, the cost to you to do that was considerably less than what the cost is to do that today, when the average new car interest rate is approaching 10%. So even though the percentage of vehicles being traded with negative equity is lower, much lower than what it had been in 19 and 20, the impact is much greater today for those folks than it was for those folks back in 2019 and 2020.
Yeah, 100%. And I can share with you a real life example right here, Dad. Give me one moment and I will pull it up on the screen for everyone. There it is. This is a deal worksheet from a dealer management system, and it is a customer trading in a 2023 Ford Mustang Mach-E, and they are purchasing a new Ford F-150. So the vehicle that they're purchasing is expensive. You can see it there. It's an $87,000 vehicle that they're purchasing. But I want everyone to focus their attention on the line that says trade allowance, trade ACV, and payoff. Before you go bonkers on this, Pops, can you explain to everyone what the heck you see here?
Well, obviously, the used car manager appraised the vehicle and says it has an actual cash value, because that's what ACV stands for, actual cash value of $27,000. They owe $52,500, so they're $25,500 upside down. Now, one of the things that you didn't necessarily point out is that somehow the dealer found an extra $20,000 to show on their trade-in allowance, so that the impact of the negative equity is only $5,500 instead of $25,500. But that's crazy. I mean, that's a huge amount of negative, even after the $20,000 gift. From now, is it a Lightning that they're looking to buy? Just out of curiosity.
I don't remember, and I don't have the full screenshot pulled up in front of me, but I do want to just harp on for a second here. The vehicle that they're trading in, a Ford Mustang Mach-E 2023, is only worth $27,000.
Yes.
They owe on their loan currently $52,500. The dealer is obviously pulling some sort of magic out of their hat here to find $20,000 to give them. But that is partly because the vehicle that they were purchasing, Dad, I know it had been on the dealer's lot for over 250 days. So they're just looking to move stuff. But still, you pair this anecdata with what you see here from the actual data from Edmunds, and it paints a pretty scary story of what's going on for most people that are interested in purchasing a vehicle.
Yeah, but when we dig into the article a little more, and we need to do this, as we know, the average negative equity, according to this article, was $6,200 and some dollars, and that's for all vehicles. However, on the EV side of things, and I believe that Mach-E that gentleman was trading in is an EV. Mm-hmm. On the EV side of things, the negative equity for those trades is much higher. The average negative equity on an EV traded in quarter two was in excess of $10,200. Think about that for a minute. The average for an ICE vehicle was a tad bit over $6,000.
Yeah. Wow.
And what brings it up to over $6,200 is the fact that the amount of depreciation, the amount of negative equity associated with EV trade-ins right now is staggering. The way EVs are depreciating in value is unlike anything we've seen in quite some time. Most vehicles depreciate, we know that.
Yeah.
But for the past 3 years, 4 years, they haven't depreciated at the same rate that they had historically prior to the pandemic. The only ones that are EVs, and they are depreciating faster than what is historically normal. That's the really scary part.
I think the whole situation is scary, Dad. I mean, imagine you're trying to buy a used vehicle, and the average APR on a used vehicle right about now is 14.42%. That comes from Cox Automotive. Let that sink in for just a moment. We can go to the CarEdge car search, maybe even use the monthly payment calculator to demonstrate this. Actually, let's do it. I said that. Let's just go for it. Let me pull it up on the screen, and let's do an example, because we can do an example here of both an EV being traded in and an internal combustion engine vehicle being traded in. Go into the car search, Dad. But it's a Ford F-150 that we were purchasing in that other screenshot. So let's do that here. We're going to buy a used one this time. What the heck? Some of these are so expensive. All right, sure. We're gonna buy this one, and I'm gonna go all the way down to the monthly payment calculator here. Here we go. So out the door, this vehicle is going to be somewhere around $72,000. I'm putting no money down. I'm not going to get an 8% interest rate, Dad. I'm going to get a 14.42% interest rate. So without even bringing negative equity to the table, I'm in a $1,693 a month payment on a used Ford F-150 in Atlanta, Georgia, the first one that popped up on the CarEdge car search. Now let's do this part. Let's do this. Let's imagine I was trading in this vehicle. All right, let's actually do that. And let's use the real ACV and the real payoff, not the $20,000 gift, just to demonstrate here how tragic this could actually be. So that's what the vehicle's worth. That's what I owe on my loan. My payments now, I mean, look at this, Dad. Yeah. That's an example of trading in an EV on a pickup truck, and you're screwed. Like you're screwed. There's no other way to say it.
No, I listen. Negative equity, when interest rates are higher than they have been for 15 years, the negative equity is much harder for people to handle because it so negatively impacts their monthly payment and their monthly budget.
Yep.
If go back to a payment calculator. Yeah. Here's what I want you to do. Go back to a payment calculator, and let's finance today. The average The average negative equity on a vehicle is $6,200. I just want to finance $6,200. Let's just see what $6,200 financed is. Not 78. So we need it. We just need a payment kit, not our payment.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
You want this to say 0. Got it.
Yes.
There you go.
So that we're financing $6,200 at 14%.
$6,200 over 60 months at 14.42%. Yep.
That's $145. Now, 5 years ago, that interest rate might have been 3%, 3.5%. So it impacts the payment $39, $40 a month just for the negative equity. That's major for people when an average payment today is about $750 a month.
So that's what's interesting about this, Ed. You called it out right at the beginning, but I'll pull it back up on the screen. We actually are not at rates of negative equity, percentage of vehicles being traded in with negative equity like we were pre-pandemic.
Yes.
The amount of negative equity is the highest we've ever seen. So that is for sure something that is alarming. What's most concerning about this is the interest rate environment when this is happening.
Yes.
You calling that out at the outset was a really good point. That is really at the crux of it here. That's what's changing the dynamic in the industry. And then, of course, EV is its own separate segment. But I think you're right on the money, man. If interest rates were like what they were previously, this wouldn't be such a big deal.
It would not.
Yeah.
And that's what the big difference is. You know, and if we get to the point where we're at 35, 36% of vehicles being traded in have negative equity, then it's going to be even harder for people to buy a new car when they want to. The other interesting aspect of those charts was that the average age of the trade is getting slightly older. It is not as high as it was in 2020 when the average trade-in age was 3.9 years, but it's getting there. And what that means is that people have to hold on to their cars longer before they trade them in. As well they should. I mean, the biggest mistake people make when they buy a car is they finance it for 72 or 84 months.
Yeah.
And statistically, they try to get rid of it at 3.5 years. Well, you need to keep a car more than 42 months if you're in a 72-month loan or an 84-month loan. And the reason people want to get out of a car in 3.5 years is because we as a society are conditioned to believe that we need the latest and the greatest with all the technology that's associated with it. And there's a cost to that. And if we keep extending loan terms, then people are going to have to keep their trade that they want to get rid of longer than they had intended to.
Yeah.
And that's hard for people to do when the automobile industry has spent the last 50 years convincing them that they should be getting a new car every 3 years.
And we got some data. New vehicle buyers had a record $740 a month payment in Q2, according to Edmunds. 17.8% of shoppers agreed to pay $1,000 or more a month for a new vehicle loan payment during the second quarter, near the 17.9% record in Q4 of 2023. So we continue to see record-setting numbers of Americans spending $1,000 plus just on their car note, not on insurance, not on fuel, not on maintenance, not on depreciation, just on their car note. This ties in directly with what you were just saying, Pops.
We know that the cost of insuring the cars has gone up dramatically. The good news is for the time being that the cost of fueling these cars, whether they be gas, diesel, or electric, is relatively low at the moment. Okay, we don't have the same high gas prices that we had a year and a half ago. But even with relatively low costs to fuel these vehicles, the cost to maintain them, the cost for the servicing of them, the cost for the insuring of them continues to go up, pushing more and more people out of the market, because that total expense is beyond what 83% of the American public, relative to everyone else, says that they can afford for a car today. Those are the numbers that are scary to me. Okay, we know, looking at statistics, and you love your statistics, we know that the middle class is shrinking. The middle class doesn't have the same buying power that it once did. And if they are to have the same buying power that they once did, it's only because they keep extending either terms for the length of a loan on a car, or they keep utilizing credit cards that they have in order to live their lifestyle.
Can we double click on that just quickly, Dad? There's more data here, right?
Okay.
Average new vehicle loan term in months, it has been going up. We've been talking about that for a while. It's not huge numbers here, but it's gone up a month in average, or on average, quarter over quarter. The monthly payment has gone up. The average amount financed has gone up. The average new vehicle interest rate has gone up. The average amount of a down payment has gone down. The one factor in all of this that you would want to go up more, because then you're paying less interest, but there's less of a loan balance. Yeah.
But the reason the average new car down payment is going down is because 23.9% of the people who are buying a new car and have a trade are bringing $6,200 and some dollars worth of negative equity into the situation. Okay, that impacts cash. When we talk down payment takes the form of cash or trade-in equity, or in 23.9% of the cases, trade-in inequity. And so that's the reason that you see the average down payments less, because you've got an equal amount of negative equity to that down payment amount in 23.9% of the people that are buying and trading a car.
Yeah. The data is alarming. Let's go here to the chat. Dad from Dreadnought. Thank you, Dreadnought. Virtual hug to Zach. Happy birthday. Missed the live. Thank you. Appreciate all the birthday wishes. Again, Monday was my 29th birthday. Thank you to everyone.
Was that a rabbit working the keyboard?
Looks like it. Thank you to everyone who wished me a happy birthday. It means a lot to me. Again, back on CarEdge.com, we are celebrating all week long. We even have more surprises coming Friday. So far this week, on Monday, we announced Insights 2.0, where you can see dealer invoice price with Insights 2.0, and that's 29% off. Today, we announced the warranty and protection products at CarEdge.com are $290 off, the highest amount we've ever done. We make $600, so it's almost 50% off in terms of our profit margin on those products, but we're offering that. And then yesterday was CarEdge.com/CQA. You can now buy vehicles directly from Brandon from Car Questions Answered through CarEdge.com. And we've got something for the concierge service on Friday. We're doing a giveaway, so stay tuned for that. Waffles, thank you for picking up the Insights membership. Obviously, we are here to help you. Excited to assist. And from Mark here, Mark, thank you. That's incredibly kind. It's always great to see you. Greetings, CarEdge team. I've watched a lot of your videos, but not live. Great they stay on YouTube. Great to be a part of your family. It feels like family, Mark. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Indeed. Means a lot to us. Dad, I want to go early if you're up for it. Do you mind if we go early to my favorite segment of the show?
Really? You gotta be kidding me.
All right, we've got a Jeep dealer out here that is just going nuts, man. This is a 2023 Jeep Grand Wagoneer, all right? It's got 17,193 miles on it, and we're trying to help them.
So it's a pre-owned car?
It's a pre-owned car, Dad, and I want to just walk you through what's nuts about this. First, the aftermarket's there. I know it's a little bit tiny, but that says 3-year Car Fusion, $1,500. Zillion ceramic, $1,500. Windshield replacement, $1,500. You've got $4,485 worth of add-ons. That's one thing I want to address with you. Then you also have a selling price of $79,900. What's confusing to me, Dad, is that's a higher selling price than what they currently have it advertised for. And they're adding the nearly $4,500 worth of add-ons on a Jeep that's been sitting there 141 days. What the
And
heck?
it's pre-owned. And most dealerships have a 45, 60, 90-day maximum turn policy on their pre-owned cars. So what that means is if a dealership says we have a 90-day turn policy on or aging policy on used cars, if they haven't sold it within 90 days, they take it to the auction and they get whatever money they can get out of it, they get. So for a dealer to still be sitting on a vehicle after 141 days and then be playing games with the pricing that they're playing, advertising it on their website for 76 and change, showing a customer that it's 79 and change, plus an additional $4,485. That just speaks to the greed of that particular dealership. And then I take a lot of heat in the comments for, well, why do you all you do is rag on car dealers? You don't want us to make any money. No, I just want you to be fair. Okay? If you advertise the damn price on your website at 76,000 whatever, then damn it, when the customer shows up at the store, it should still be 76,000 and whatever, not suddenly 79,000 and whatever. And then if you had any integrity at all, you would have shown on the website, oh, by the way, there's another $4,485 we're going to add to this for things that you didn't ask for and for things that we should have never applied or put on a pre-owned car, just so we could, I don't know, make more than we should have. I'm not saying dealers shouldn't make money. If they are going to risk their money and either buy or trade used cars and recondition them and advertise them and try and sell them, absolutely they should be able to make some money doing that if they've bought the right cars. But you don't have to lie, cheat, and steal to do it. I mean, I get that you think you do, but you don't. How would your business grow if I don't know, you suddenly became the dealer in your area that was going to be transparent, that was going to answer a customer's inquiry and questions with, I don't know, the actual damn answers? What if you showed the selling price and then disclosed that there was going to be $4,485 worth of additional equipment added to that price? What if you did that up front? Or what if you did it and you just showed the price and you said somewhere in there are many accessories that are available on the vehicle that we could recommend to you, and we would be more than happy to share those and go over those with you if and when you come in to buy the car. You don't have to lie, cheat, and steal. It's pretty simple. I don't know. And I know everybody thinks, well, you lied, cheated, and stole for 43 years. I did not. Didn't have to. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that when I first started in the business and I didn't know what the hell I was doing because the managers that trained me kept me in the dark, kind of like a mushroom. Yeah, maybe I did, but it wasn't because I wanted to. It's because I didn't know any better. And when I learned what was happening, when I saw how you can impact things, I did everything in my power at every dealership that I worked at to try and change the way we do things so that it would be more customer centric. So I'm sorry. I was pretty damn successful for 43 years without lying, cheating, and stealing. And I would suggest to any dealer out there that you could do the same.
Gotcha Motors was very, very popular when my dad worked there. No, all right, from Ecto Gamut, I'm going to try and sell my 14-year-old truck for more by advertising nitrogen tires and ceramic coating. Who will know? It doesn't have those things. And they do nothing. Anyway, folks, talk about transparency. CarEdge.com/CQA. We've partnered up with Brandon from Car Questions Answered. He is a car dealer in North Carolina, and he is now selling his inventory online through CarEdge.com. He's picking specific inventory to sell on CarEdge.com. For example, this Toyota Camry SE, you can see the price breakdown, what he paid at auction for it, what the auction fee was, what the pre-purchase inspection fee was, repairs, detail fee, how much money Brandon is making, how much money CarEdge is making. You can see all of that information right here, as well as viewing the complete price breakdown and the inspection report. Check it out, folks, CarEdge.com/CQA. I don't know, man. Between that and our concierge car buying service and Insights 2.0 and Deal School 3.0 and everything we've got going on, man, it's pretty doggone impressive. I'm proud of us.
Well, you should be proud of us. But I'm going to ask you to do one thing.
Yeah.
I want you and your team to figure out how to make it easier to find the Brandon page.
We're not ready to do that because we only have 3 vehicles. And this is our trial run. This is our soft launch like we talked about yesterday.
Well, I'm not talking about a soft launch again today. It got me in trouble yesterday.
You'll have to either hear it in one of our videos or something like that. Brandon's going to start talking about it on his channel. Not yet. Once we get a few under our belt, we're going to make it way easier to find these vehicles. But for now, it's kind of like an exclusive, like this is the early testing with our community. And I don't want to do testing in the way that Ford does it, where, you have to check. So small group for the first test. But yeah, obviously once we get a few under our belt and we know that we can deliver a great experience, we'll be.
Can I answer Jeff Noob's comment?
Sure. Yeah. I'm not going to pull it up, but go for it.
It's just same old poop, different day. It's not. It might be a different day. It's not the same old poop. Okay. We can't bring in charts from Edmunds and go over how negative equity is increasing and say it's the same. It's not. We didn't talk about that yesterday. We didn't talk about that Monday. So if you want to hear different poop on a different day, start your own damn channel.
Hey. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Even when it's wrong?
That's not how opinions work. We do appreciate everyone that tunes in. Obviously, it means the world to us that you spend time with us. Dad.
Yes.
Okay, this is now just going to turn to like personal time catching up with my dad. So anyway, that was today's show. CarEdge.com if we can help you. I got, Matthew's keeping us on topic for a moment here. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. A good ceramic coating is well worth it after proper paint correction. Neither can be acquired at a dealer, and neither is appreciated by most folks. This is true. This is true. Correct. Like paint protection on like a Porsche 911 makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So yesterday I went to the dentist after the show.
Yes.
And I had to get fillings and sealant and stuff like that. I didn't feel a thing. Well, I was shocked.
Well, you got a shot, and that's why you didn't feel a thing.
The shot I thought was going to hurt, but the shot didn't hurt at all. Your dad was a dentist. For those of you that don't know, my grandfather on my dad's side was a dentist. And I just kept thinking like, wow, how cool that Leonard used to do that. That's so neat.
Yeah. That's what he used to tell people. You're going to feel a little prick and then your mouth is going to go numb and boom. And that's what Novocaine does. And then like oftentimes when you get Novocaine, whatever side of your mouth, your lip doesn't work quite as well.
Dad, they had to do fillings on both sides. On
Great.
The upper.
Yeah.
they were like, all right, rinse. I couldn't rinse. There's nothing to rinse. It just came out. It was hilarious. I mean, it was sad, but it was also hilarious. And they originally wanted me to come in on Monday on my birthday. And I was like, no, not doing that on my birthday. No.
I don't know why not.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to do that. Yeah. Want to answer this question from Billy really quick. CarEdge warranty is written by who? It's written by you, but who is the co-writer? What company? It's called an administrator. And we have all the details. So if you're on CarEdge.com, go to warranty and protection, click on that. And then if you scroll down, you can get a free quote right there. If you scroll down just a little bit, click on view coverage details. And from here, you can actually download the contract. We've kind of paraphrased the contract. Let me pull that up. We've kind of paraphrased the contract for you here. You can also call our team, but you can just click here to view the contract as well. And then all of the details are here in the contract. That being said, the actual administrator is a company called AUL, and they're now owned by Protective Life, big company out of Japan.
There you have it.
All right, Pops. I'm going to go eat some lunch.
Transparent.
That was pretty transparent.
Yeah.
I'm going to go eat some lunch. Great job
for
today.
lunch today?
I got some pasta. Yeah, got some pasta.
Look at you.
I'm on day... Here, another thing you don't know about what's going on. I'm on day 5 of eating vegetarian.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with me.
Can I say one thing?
Huh.
When you were in high school or junior high school, you decided you read something in the National Geographic, and I think it had to do with the average age of people in Japan, and that it was mostly a vegetarian diet. And you said to yourself, "I'm going vegetarian," and you were vegetarian for the longest time. 2
years.
Longer, and then you became pescatarian, and then you went to college, and then in college I believe there's a video on your Instagram channel that shows you eating chicken for the first time, eating meat for the first time in I don't know how many years it was.
I think it was 10 years.
So my point with all this is the more things change, the more they stay the same. So we are just repeating history. We are going back to being vegetarian. Then we're going to become, well, not we, then you're going to become pescatarian. And then, I don't know, when you're 40, there's going to be a video showing you devouring a Peruvian-based chicken of some kind. I don't know. I don't know.
I will share with you, Dad. So I was hanging out with some people this past week, and I was camping out in Deep Creek Lake, Maryland, with the triathlon club from Washington, D.C. And holy cow, are my legs still sore from that. But multiple people there were vegetarian, and I was talking to them, and they were telling me about this concept of blue zones. And I was like, "What's a blue zone?" They're like, "Well, it was captured in like National Geographic articles, and then this book that this doctor wrote." And when they said National Geographic articles, I was like, wait, that's why I became a vegetarian way back when. We dug into it more. I like reconnected with all that same stuff that you're talking about. Blue zones are the idea of like spaces, communities in the world that have the highest percentage of active centenarian plus populations. And like it has identified themes in their diet, their social lives, things like that. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to give it a try. I'm on day 5. It feels pretty good. Let's see how long I can do it.
Well, then, it'll be a while before I come down to DC and suggest we go out for a steak dinner.
We can go out for the steak dinner. I'm just going to eat something different. But anyway, all right, that's enough personal info for the world. If we can help you with anything, CarEdge.com. Birthday week continues. We've got another big giveaway coming on Friday. Dad, thank you for your time as always. I love you. I appreciate you. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today.
I love you as well, handsome. Have a great rest of your day and enjoy your pasta.
Thank you, Dad.